into the room. You're free to just be you. Tell me your story, and we will go exploring. Let's explore together. Let's explore together.
Hello, and welcome to SAC in the City. 1 in 4 people are affected by mental illness. 450 million people worldwide suffer with mental disorders. Even with these staggering numbers, it is very rare that we have open discussions with it. We feel that needs to change, and here today, helping us make that change, is Katie. Katie, welcome to SAC in the City. Thank you so much for being our guest. So Katie, you're here to talk about mental illness. Mm-hmm. How has that affected your life?
It has in several ways, Teresa. Every day I deal with it. I deal with bipolar stage 2, PTSD, depression, anxiety, every single day of my life.
How old were you when you were first diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in the year of 2011.
2011?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did it come as a shock to you? Did you have a feeling that that might be the case, or?
It wasn't really much as a shock.
Mm-hmm.
It was, but it wasn't. I kind of knew something was wrong because I had some incidents in high school.
Okay.
Where one suicide attempt was done in
Okay.
high school. But beyond that, nothing was done. They thought that was more situational because I was being bullied. So they just kind of tossed it out the window.
Is that why you felt suicidal, is because you were being bullied?
I think so, but also I dealt with some anxiety issues.
Okay.
But in 2011, I was also pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
And I was in a tough marriage at that point.
Do you think without those situations that you would still suffer with depression, bipolar,
Absolutely.
or anxiety? You do think even without those challenges
it was
you
just
faced
a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. So before you were diagnosed, this affected your life. You just didn't have a name for it. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You knew maybe something was a
Not
little bit
right.
off, or not right.
Not right.
Okay. Yeah.
Not right, because like with arguments and stuff, I would yell at somebody, and then I would calm down. And then I would go right back to yelling, calm down, go right back to yelling, calm down. And it was like a manic episode, so to say. And even my mom would say that.
Right.
And we would not know what to call it.
And I have to ask you, Katie, because there's a lot of people out there that will shout, and then once they get it out there, once they kind of released the beast, if you will, they do kind of calm down a little bit. What's the difference for you? You said manic, so was it more those severe highs and lows? Or?
There's a high, there's a low.
And they're extreme, right?
Plenty extreme. High, low,
Yes.
high, low, high, low.
Okay.
One day I can have a high day. The next day be a total low. And it's like this for weeks, so to say.
And it's uncontrollable.
It's totally uncontrollable.
So you could be having a good day, like nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
But
and then in the next 30 minutes or the next hour or then the next day, it can be totally opposite.
And again, there's nothing happening that's making you sad or upset or happy and excited.
Or something could
it just
happen.
Happens.
It's just uncontrollable.
Right, exactly. But it's not necessarily determined by the events going on around you. Correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, wonderful. So what's an average day for you?
Every day I make sure, I shower. My deal is I do not allow myself to get on any electronic device, the phone, computer, TV, anything, until I get my shower. And that is one thing I learned about being in the hospital, is you have to take care of yourself first. So
you said mental hospital.
Yes.
So you have been in a psychiatric hospital before? Okay.
Plenty of times.
Plenty of time. How many is plenty of times, Katie?
Does that include Georgia or California? How many do you want to count?
I think that it's fair to include all states and territories.
Oh Lord. Well, been at least 10 out in Georgia
Okay. All right.
and 3 here in California.
Okay. Okay.
But here on September 22nd will be a year that I have not been in one.
Congratulations. Absolutely. Good for you.
I've been working my ass off, so to
Yeah.
say. Sorry for the language, but I've been working my butt off. I'm going to therapy twice a week.
Don't you worry about ass offending anybody, okay? You're doing really great.
Yep.
And especially right now, Katie, you're doing something that a lot of people wouldn't be able to do, is speak about like their challenges and their heartache. You're doing that right now. So I applaud you. And then you have all these other struggles, and you're still doing it. You're doing amazing. So you've 10 visits you've made, right?
In Georgia since 2011.
Okay. Since 2011.
And
So-
one of them was a suicide attempt.
So it was a couple times a year. It was one of them was a suicide attempt. Okay. How long ago was that?
A year and a half ago.
Okay. And so that was
About 2 years ago.
you still lived in Georgia though at the time, is that correct?
That was before I had met Toby.
Okay. Okay. Your fiance. Okay. So it's been a year. You're doing really good. Because before that, your average, and I'm not very good at math, but a couple times a year, yeah? Is that
Yeah.
correct? Okay, yeah. So that's definitely really tough. And I'm sure on top of going there, there's just stress and that stigma associated with going there.
It's hard,
That's an
dude.
added
And
pressure and
mental
stress, I'm
hospitals,
sure.
because, my lord, they take away your freedoms. They take away your freaking shoelaces. You're not allowed to have your shoelaces on your shoes. I mean,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Yeah. I can
So
I
to
can
be able
imagine.
to say I haven't been in a place like that for a year,
Right.
is huge. So to me to be on this show is a big honor for me, because it's saying, hey, look, this is a landmark.
Look how
for
far
me.
I've come.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I said I really do applaud you. So when you were in the hospital, you said that one of the times was for suicide. Can you tell us about the other times and kind of the surrounding circumstances between you checking in
Well,
the other times?
one of the times, the doctor here in California, I'm with Yolo County Mental Health, which they're really good. Right now, my doctor is Dr. Yaya. He's amazing. But before I was with Dr. Takani, she has retired. And she put me on a medicine called Latuda, which there's a lot of commercials about that medicine.
Okay.
I hate that medicine. It made me angry. It made me worse.
Oh.
Like,
That medication was for
it
what?
was for the bipolar.
It was for the bipolar. Okay.
And it made me angry. Like, super angry. Like, Toby couldn't even put up with me.
Like enraged?
Yeah.
Like
It was horrible.
Ugh.
Like, 10 times worse. So I checked myself in.
You checked yourself in. So you kind of recognized that feeling coming on, if you will. Okay. So you checked yourself in.
Absolutely.
All right. Good
Because
for
I knew
you.
I needed help.
Right.
And when I see that I need help at those points, I know I need it. And I'm not afraid to go and get it.
And what happens when you go into the hospital?
Well, you say I'm a 5150.
Okay.
I need
which,
help.
Which is 51? What does 5150 mean?
Pretty much saying, suicidal,
Okay.
not feeling very well.
Okay.
And they'll get you on right away. And you are held in the ER for pretty much up to 24 hours to make sure you're good before, they send you to a psych ward. And it usually takes them that long to find you a bed at a psych ward. And then a transportation ambulance will take you to the psych ward
I see.
from there.
Okay. And then from there you go, they evaluate you, and do they then just determine how long you'll be staying, or
Usually, or
do you decide, or?
you work with the doctors from day to day.
Okay.
The longest I've been at one was for 2.5 weeks.
Okay. And they do counseling?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Oh, okay.
But they do
What do they do?
like group therapies.
Okay, so there is
And,
some
like,
counseling involved.
There's some, but not
And
like one-on-one.
They kind of keep up with your medication. Okay, and you kind
You
of
do see a doctor every
piece-
day, psychiatrist every day.
Okay. So moving right along, we had talked about medications, and that they give you medications while you're there, right? You take different medications. I'm hoping you don't take that medication that made you angry anymore.
No,
Have they
no.
since changed your bipolar medication? Okay, good. Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
So you are on some kind of medication then to help you maintain bipolar, anxiety, and depression?
I have a list.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty lengthy.
You do have a list. Should brush up on my Latin.
I have about let's see, 1, 2, 5, 6. I take 7 meds.
Take 7.
7.
And are those to treat everything ranging from the bipolar, depression, and anxiety? Or are those
Everything.
mostly, okay.
Everything.
Are there any of those medications that don't revolve around any of your mental illnesses? Okay. So those are all strictly for that. Okay. Understood. Absolutely.
Right now, the newest one they put me on is lithium. That's the newest.
How are you liking it?
Well, so far it's been okay. Friday I had a really, really good day.
Excellent.
So we're hoping for better days like Friday.
Yes, absolutely. Me too.
So
Have you witnessed some funky side effects with your medications? I mean, especially taking 7 of them, I can imagine that
confusion.
confusion. Yeah.
I hate that one.
Yeah, that would be a tough one. Is it the feeling of fuzziness, or is it
Like I forget what I'm doing and I have to like sit down and try to remember.
that is a
fine.
tough one and sets you back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay. What was I thinking? Where was I at? I've been there. Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm on prazolam, which is for PTSD
Okay.
and flashbacks.
Okay.
Which helps me sleep at night. Like I have no nightmares at night.
So did most of those flashbacks then come at night when your brain was trying to rest, so to speak?
And it helps me during the day too.
Excellent. Yeah. So that's one that has really brought some peace to you then. Okay. Wow. Man, it's got to come at night though when you're trying to rest,
I
huh?
know.
Oh man, that's the worst.
But that's when the Seroquel comes in. Like I'm on 150 milligrams of Seroquel.
Right.
And that one pretty much knocks me out.
So, again, congratulations on your last year and all of your victories. I know that there's been a lot of challenges for you surrounding all of this, outside of
I mean,
just being in in the health hospital and all that good stuff. Has this affected your life in any other ways other than?
Yeah, I mean, I moved here from Georgia.
Okay.
To try to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And another reason too was to be here with my fiance too, because we did meet online.
Mm-hmm.
But also the health system here was a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot more options, but and that I had to give up my rights to my daughter.
You had to give up your rights to your daughter, moving here. Do you feel that that was the best decision?
I had to. I couldn't take care of her. Not with my bipolar and
Everything
my
that you're
issues
dealing
I have
with.
going on right now.
Right.
I
Right.
couldn't do it on my own.
So you made the decision to give up the rights to your daughter? Do you still talk to her?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 6.
6. It's a good age. Yeah. That must have been a really, really tough decision.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the correct decision for you to get better. Is that correct?
Yeah, I also have pictures here.
Oh, what a cutie. What a blue-eyed cutie. She's adorable. I see her mama. You still talk to your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I got to talk to her today.
Oh,
actually.
wonderful. Wonderful. How much does she know as far as, why you moved or what you're struggling with?
She doesn't know a whole lot
or,
right now,
yeah.
but I'm hoping when she turns 18 she'll get to see this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then understand more.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, with that being said, is there something that you would like to say to your daughter?
That I love her very much. And I hope that when she does see this, she'll see some truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that I wasn't lying.
Mm-hmm.
And that I wanted the best for her.
Mm-hmm.
And for her safety. And for her well-being.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty courageous gift, right?
And then
To
I love my
recognize that.
family and my mom for helping me. And her stepmom and her dad for stepping in and taking care of her.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I know they might be watching this.
She's a very loved little girl by you and a wonderful circle of people. So that's an amazing thing. And I applaud you again for recognizing that you wanted, to do some work, and this was what was best for her well-being.
I mean,
It's a
right?
tough decision.
It's hard not having her.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is.
I'm wearing the bracelet she gave me last year for Christmas.
It's beautiful.
Just to have part of her here with me today.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, if she sees this, she knows
Mm-hmm.
she's here with me today.
Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful. I must say, she's got really good taste. You've done a lot of work in the last year, and so I absolutely want to make sure that we shed light on that, because you've obviously, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very obvious how much work you've done and how far that you've come. So what are you currently working on? What's your goals?
Well,
What's the next step for Katie in your battle?
well, I'm trying to get back into going to committee meetings once a month to
Okay.
improve the Yolo County mental health system.
Mm-hmm.
I quit going because I had to work on myself for a little bit, but I'm going to try to get back going into that. I have a caseworker. Her name is Letitia. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to her. Like, she's just amazing. She helps me out weekly
Mm-hmm.
and getting me to my appointments. We're going to start getting me into anger management therapy. I'm already going to personal therapy once a week. And then me and my fiance are going to couples therapy once a week. So I'm going to 2 therapy sessions during the week.
Yes.
So
You're putting in that work.
I'm like really tired by like Saturday. I'm like,
I know in the last year, you've definitely hit some milestones, though. You've done things that years ago you would have never imagined yourself
Right.
doing. Can you talk about some of those things?
well, this year I went to the California State Fair, which is big with anxiety.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I had an in-home worker and she went with me. And we hit a big milestone with anxiety.
Very
Because
cool.
crowds are really scary. With
And there's a lot of
anxiety.
people. And yeah.
But I
they're-
wanted to go because I've never been to a state fair.
And they don't say excuse me.
No.
Did you have fun? Did you enjoy
Oh,
yourself?
I loved it.
Awesome.
Loved
So
it,
you'll be
loved it,
back.
loved it. Oh, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So you're definitely making steps every single day.
And, I'm just trying little bit by little bit, to
Yeah.
conquer.
Yeah.
Next
Well-
step is the wedding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And you're doing your work. You're going to counseling. You're planning a wedding. So, whew.
My second one.
Yeah, all right, awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know it's a really, really tough topic, and I appreciate your strength and courage in coming and talking about your story.
I just hope people understand more. I don't want them to continue to judge people like me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
they shouldn't. We go through a hard time.
Yeah.
They don't know what we deal with day to day.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope this sheds a little more light on what we
Absolutely.
deal with.
Absolutely. I do as well. Katie, thank you so much for coming on Sack in the City. I really appreciate your story. You're perfectly
welcome.
lovely. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Let's explore.